Hey guys, what's up? Derek from BOM-BITES here with another edition of BOM-BITES, feasting upon the words of Christ, and we do it one bite at a time. So I want to ask you a question, and this is just a question I want you to think about. You can talk about it as a family, you can however you want to do this. This is kind of a simple one, but it could generate some discussion if you'd like it to. So the question is, have any of you been in a situation where you could have helped someone out, but for some reason did not? And there's all kinds of reasons why, but I want to take today's lesson and I want to put it a little bit out of context, okay? And you're going to see what I mean by that in just a minute. But if you go to the very end of Alma chapter 59, you see Moroni frustrated because one of the Nephite strongholds, the city of Nephihah, is taken by the Lamanites. In fact, you look at the end of chapter 59, starting in verse 11, it says, "Now when Moroni saw that the city of Nephihah was lost, he was exceedingly sorrowful and began to doubt," which is a side to Moroni that we don't see. And in some ways, when I see scripture heroes start to show a little bit of the human side, in some ways, I think I start to love them even more. It's kind of like 2 Nephi 4 when we see the "O wretched man that I am" side of Nephi. Here we see Moroni, who is a man of faith. He's a man of everything that is good, and you see him frustrated, and he starts to doubt a little bit. And it says, "Because of the wickedness of the people, wherefore they should not fall into the hands of their brethren." Verse 12, "And this was the case with all of his chief captains. They doubted and marveled also because of the wickedness of the people, and this because of the success of the Lamanites over them. And it came to pass that Moroni was angry." We're going to talk about that another time. "Angry with the government because of their indifference concerning the freedom of their country." So here is Moroni. He has written a letter to Pehoran. Pehoran happens to be the governor over all the land, and Moroni is writing a letter to him, and he has not gotten any response from them. In his mind, it is very much indifference, which takes us over to chapter 60. So chapter 60, the first 5 verses show you again the passion of the man that is Moroni. "I say unto you that myself and also my men and also Helaman and his men have suffered exceedingly great sufferings, yea, even hunger, thirst, and fatigue, and all manner of afflictions of every kind." Boy, he wanted to make sure the whole gamut there. All manner of every kind. "But behold, were this all we had suffered, we would not murmur nor complain." Oh, the goodness of Moroni. "But behold, great has been the slaughter among our people, yea, thousands have fallen by the sword. While it might have otherwise been, if ye had rendered unto our armies sufficient strength and succor for them. Yea, great has been your neglect towards us." Now, I'm going to stop right there for a minute. I am going to pretend like that I do not know what Pehoran's response is in chapter 61. We're going to take it a little bit out of context, and I want you to feel the passion of Moroni. This is just, here is a man frustrated because he doesn't see stuff happening that he believes should be happening. Now, I want you to look at these verses. You got verses 7 and 8, verse 10, 11, 14, 17 to 19, 21 to 24, and 28 and 29. What I'd like you to do is to go through there and just mark everything that Moroni says to Pehoran that could have been written to you and I in this time period in our lives. I don't know about you, but during this time of the quarantine, I have gotten, in some ways, super comfortable. And there are some comfort zones that I feel like and maybe there's others out there, maybe we need to step a little bit out of those comfort zones we've gotten into. So look at these verses here. Here they are again. Mark everything that could very well have been written to us. And there's some interesting things that happen here. Then I'm going to come back and show you something else. Okay, so one of the verses that I think is kind of cool is verse number 29. Look at 29. It says, "Behold, it is time, yea, the time is now at hand, that except ye do bestir yourselves in the defense of your country and your little ones, the sword of justice doth hang over you, and it shall fall on you and visit you even to your utter destruction." There's Moroni going off in his frustration, which I get that. But that phrase, "bestir yourselves," there's one that we use often, right? You go to your teenager sitting on the couch on their phone, "Hey, bestir yourself." It's not something we use often. The word bestir means to exert effort. And that's all Moroni is trying to get people to do with his limited knowledge of what's going on Pehoran's side of things, which we'll get into tomorrow. But I love how he's basically just saying, look, it is time. It is time to get up. It is time to do things rather than just sitting and doing nothing. Which reminds me of a really cool little message that was given with regards to one of our hymns that I think goes really well with this message. So watch this right here, and then we'll finish it up. I love that. That is such a cool message. It makes me want to get up and actually do something. Because there are times where sometimes we're just very content, just kind of just laid back, and by nature I'm pretty laid back, and so it's nice to be able to have something stir you, bestir you up to do good. I saw this quote here, and many of you are familiar with it. It says, "Let us remember the statement often attributed to Edmund Burke: all that is necessary for the triumph of evil is that good men or women do nothing." And that's been in General Conference many times over the years. So if I could summarize chapters 59 and 60 just in a short little sentence, it basically says, are you going to just sit there? Or are you going to be up and doing? Bestir yourselves. Now, with all of that in mind, again, I'm throwing this way out of context. Tomorrow, we are going to look at what is really going on with Pahoran and what he's dealing with, and his classic response to Moroni, giving him a classic chewing out. So anyway, I hope that little message helps you out and gets you kind of fired up to do some good things. Anyway, you guys are amazing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And thank you for sharing our messages. We really appreciate it. We've gotten so much good feedback, and many people are watching these. We sure appreciate it. You guys are great. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing day. See ya. Bye-bye.